Hey everyone, this is Corey with Stafford's EDC, and today we're taking a look at the Saje Knives Rango. Now, these were kickstarted back in August, I do believe, and these are funded, so they are being made. And these are designed by a fellow YouTuber here who I cannot believe I'm forgetting who this is. I will try and put their name on the screen right now. I'm so sorry. I have the note here for them and everything, and it doesn't say who it is either, which is so unfortunate because they've talked about it and they're super excited about it, and I feel terrible that I'm blanking on it right now. But you have two versions here. You have a premium version and then a more budget-focused version. The price you're looking at on these guys, you're looking at 200 to 220, somewhere in that range for retail on the titanium version, and that's in 20 CV, by the way, and then somewhere between 75 and 90 for this G10 version, which is in 14C 28N. And this G10 version is a liner lock opposed to the titanium version, which is a frame lock. Now, these are both on bearings, and they both have incredible action. You can see there are many deployment methods here. You have a Mohawk style front flipper here, and that's what I'm going to call it anyway. A nice big front flipper with plenty of access to it. You have the flipper in the back here, works just fine. And then the fuller is on both sides, so you can both thumb flick this, which if I get my hand out of the way of the flipper tab, and you can reverse flick as well. And of course, these are all mimicked on the G10 version here as well, which has just as good of an action as the titanium version. So both of these knives are identical in every way except for the material choices, making this the more budget version and this the more premium version. So I'm just going to let the budget version kind of hang out here, and I will pick it up later and talk about it as I go through, because ergos and everything are going to apply to both of these. Now, I wear a large size glove, which most of you know by now, and you can see how this fits my hand. There is just enough room for me to tuck that pinky in there and be right up against that flipper right there. If I want to back down a little bit so I'm not so crammed against it, there is still room for my pinky to land. It's not within that kind of finger well, but I have kind of wide hands, so it's going to be a little different for everybody else. This jimping back here right along the spine is very nice. With just a little bit of pressure, you lock in really well, and the ergos are fantastic while locked in. This is all contoured. It feels really nice in hand. The milled clip here is really inoffensive in hand as well. All the edges are rounded quite nicely. I personally, if I were to own one of these, I think I would do a flipper delete on this, just to give yourself a little bit more room up here at the top. Not that you gain a whole lot. You can see the flipper kind of lines up the frame here, but I think that little bit of extra room would be super nice. And this blade shape always, like, the more I keep looking at it, keeps reminding me of like a kitchen knife, like a Santuco almost. And of course the handle's not built for that or anything, but without the flipper tab, you could certainly use this on a like a cutting board or something like that, especially up in this area where the belly is. You could definitely do some work, which if this could get lower than it currently is, which is tough to show off, but you hit the flipper tab, so you can only work really with like this part forward. Without the flipper tab, you could utilize more of this flat portion of the blade. So yeah, just kind of a interesting thought I had when talking about this guy and using it. And speaking of using it, the geometry on these is really nice. You are looking at what I believe is a flat grind. Let's see. The grind, yes, flat grind. I'm glad I have my little cheat sheet there. But it is nice and tall. You have fairly thin blade stock, which is not listed by the looks of it. Good, not listed. I'm not going to talk out of my ass then. But pretty thin blade stock. You have these fullers, and the flat grind goes almost the entire way up this blade, making the edge nice and thin, which makes this cut like an absolute dream. And like I said, with these ergos, you kind of eat away at cardboard all day. This feels absolutely excellent in hand, so that is awesome. The cutting performance was great on these, and like I said, the detent is money on both, and both of these are on bearings, and the action is just stupid good. just a little tiny bit of wrist. You can see this thing closes itself up right away, as does the titanium version, just a little bit. And that's really gravity doing the work on the Thai version here, the more premium version of it. And then that detent on this, just what's holding that open. Hear that close? Money. Absolutely fantastic. This is going to be super short because I don't have anything bad to say about these. The flipper tab is just not my favorite thing, but that is an easy fix if you wanted to get rid of it. There is an internal stop pin, so it's not going to be ruining anything in terms of it closing or opening. You would just be removing that method if you were to grind one off, but I highly suggest leaving these stock because they're great as is. So big shout out to the person who designed these, whose name I completely am blanking on, but these are really good, and I'm really happy that these got funded and are becoming a reality because they're great knives, and I think you guys are going to enjoy them a lot. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much, and take care.